Puzzle games are an interesting genre. While some of the greatest of their breed make appearances on larger consoles, they have mass popularity on other mediums, from PC to mobile, and some of these games have made gigantic strides in redefining what the genre is capable of doing. So today we're counting down the top 10 best puzzle games of all time. Let's see if your favorites made the cut. And heads up, there are a few spoilers in here. But with that in mind, let's get to it. And at number 10 is Lemmings. This Atari ST and PC 1991 game is a game where you guide a group of lemmings to a designated exit. To help aid in this, you have certain skill sets that you have to give certain lemmings in order to help clear or alter the landscape, all in order to get the required number of lemmings to the exit. It was developed by DMA Design, which is now Rockstar North. At the time, it was one of the most popular computer games, and it received rave reviews. Lemmings. Up next, number 9 is Scribblenauts. Scribblenauts is a series made up of a few different games, with the first of the same name being released in 2009. In an exhibit at the 2009 E3, the game was called a sleeper hit, and won multiple Best of Show awards in the process, making it the first portable console game to ever score recognition like that. Created for the Nintendo DS, its follow-ups include Super Scribblenauts, Scribblenauts Remix, and Scribblenauts Unlimited, all of which have collectively sold over 13 million copies. Up next in our number 8 spot is Peggle. Described as a casual puzzle video game, Peggle was released in 2007, and consists of dropping a limited supply of balls down into a bunch of colored pegs, in an attempt to hit marked pegs and achieve a high score. Skill shots required. The game got an immense popularity boost during a demo created for Valve's The Orange Box, and has had over 50 million downloads since. Up next, number 7 is Gunpoint. This game is a stealth-based puzzle platform, set in the near future where you play a spy named Richard Conway who needs to infiltrate various buildings while working cases for clients. Using gadgets, you avoid the likes of guards and other security tech, and end up unraveling a grander murder mystery scheme in the process. Certain technology that Conway uses has various effects on the gameplay, with different modes, like the crosslink mode that highlights circuits. It's all about rewiring and manipulating the security features in each building in order to complete your task. Up next, number 6 is World of Goo. World of Goo was developed by an indie company 2D Boy, with its release on the Wii and PC back in 2008. It's been a critical hit, with a slew of nominations, including the Design Innovation Award, plus a bunch of other award wins since. Essentially, you are building structures using balls of goo, some of which have different properties, with the end goal being to get a certain amount of goo balls to the pipe, which is the designated exit in each level. And at number 5 is Braid. Major spoilers for this one here. One of the more famous indie games out there, Braid was created by developer Number None with designer Jonathan Blow. The game follows a protagonist named Tim who is trying to rescue a princess from a monster. But throughout a series of puzzle solving and text reveals, we come to learn that Tim is in fact the monster the princess has been running from. Braid is hailed for being one of the trailblazers in contemporary indie game development, and was even featured in the doc Indie Game the Movie. Up next, number 4 is Limbo. Uncertain of his sister's fate, a boy enters Limbo. That's all we get as an introduction to this puzzle platformer. We've talked about Limbo on a few of our other lists and how its ability to connect to the boy's character is incredibly impressive. You're essentially looking for your sister while needing to solve puzzles in order to progress. It's dark, it's challenging, and it's hauntingly beautiful, using only grayscale to make up the world. Fans have speculated what certain things mean in the game, and there's many a theory out there, including that the boy is dead to begin with, that the sister is dead, and how they died, from falling from their treehouse to the speculation of a car crash. In our number 3 spot is Fez. Another indie game, Fez was critically acclaimed, and featured a mechanic that involved its 2D puzzle platform set in a 3-dimensional world. This happens after a tear in the fabric of space-time occurs, and the player is given a little fez to wear. The game resets as if it's just glitched, then reloads to let players shift between the 2D and 3D world in order to complete puzzles. Incredibly smart and inspirational for many indie games that came after it, like Monument Valley and Crossy Road, journalists and critics called it a tribute to 80s gaming. That was a perfect wordless sci-fi parable. In our number 2 spot is Portal 2. Developed by Valve, Portal is considered a classic, and its sequel, Portal 2, was released in 2011. It succeeds it by expanding on the original much further, and was praised for its writing, pacing, and overall dark humor. Some have even gone as far to call Portal 2 one of the greatest video games of all time. The first-person puzzle platformer added a ton of new features in terms of gameplay, and included a 2-player co-op mode that requires players to work together and rely on their teammate in order to solve the puzzles. If Portal is a classic, well, then our number 1 spot must be legendary. And at number 1 is Tetris. Created in 1984 by Alexei Pajitnov, an artificial intelligence researcher in Moscow, the game's purpose was to be a simple exercise to challenge the AI that he was testing. Since those humble beginnings, Tetris is now available on almost every single video game console and computer operating system, and even scored the title Greatest Game of All Time from Electronic Gaming Monthly, and also came in second place in IGN's 100 Greatest Video Games of All Time. And it's also sold more than 170 million copies, 100 million of which are digital, which also makes it the best-selling paid downloaded game of all time. There we have it, friends. games. Yay, puzzles! What's your favorite puzzle game? Have you played any of the ones that we mentioned on our list? Let us know in the comments below. And if you dug this video, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe? We've got a ton of other fun gaming lists for you guys to check out on our channel, like the top 10 future gaming consoles, or top 10 video game secrets that took years to figure out. Give them a click. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. I've been Kelly Pally, and this has been Top 10 Gaming. I'll catch you guys in the next one.